Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Artie with CoinCasso, and in this episode, we go over the top cryptocurrency news articles written in the last 24 hours so that you guys can stay up to date and informed on everything going on cryptocurrency. We saw anywhere from a 4 to a 10% drop in the cryptocurrency markets in the last 24 hours. Let's jump into the first article and find out why. This first article is titled Market Wrap. Oil futures plunge and Bitcoin dips and Tether has a $7 billion day. Monday marked a historic moment in traditional markets, with the price of West Texas Intermediate oil futures going into negative territory for the first time ever. Contracts for May delivery expiring on Tuesday collapsed below minus 40 per barrel at one point. In other words, sellers were willing to pay as much as $40 to people to take a barrel off their hands. Excess supply in the midst of the massive global downturn has led to storage problems for crude oil. Some traders are even making $2 offers per barrel on the spot. The breathtaking crash in oil prices was taken as a warning sign to U.S. stocks and bonds, a recovery where demand for energy would put those stockpiled barrels into use. This appears to be further in the distance than anticipated. The S&P 500 index slipped 1.7%, while safe haven U.S. Treasury bonds saw an influx of dollars that pushed two-year yields down to 5%. Bonds usually fall as prices rise. Now, corresponding to the crypto markets, Bitcoin's prices merely shrugged at the turmoil of the oil markets, slipping only 4.4% in the last 24 hours. Tether breaks $7 billion. The market capitalization of Tether, or USDT, the largest stablecoin in the cryptocurrency markets, surpasses $7 billion this week, more than double what it was a year ago. As Tether is pegged at roughly 1-to-1 to the US dollar, its market cap is a reflection of how much it's believed to be held in an asset against each coin. With an additional 120 million printed on April 18th, USDT currently has a circulating supply of 6,992,102,061 USDT. Due to USDT's slight premium above the US dollar, the current market cap is around $7 billion. I'm curious to see how this oil issue unfolds, because oil is actually a product that deteriorates over time, so they can't store it because it'll go bad. So they have to sell it in a certain amount of time, and as they're pumping it constantly, they need to sell their supplies. So that's why these prices are actually going into the negative for the first time ever, which blows my mind. So be aware that at gas stations, you should see the price of gasoline fall very, very low. And on to our next article, which is again one of my favorite topics in the cryptocurrency space, the use of a digital currency with a country. Now, China's been pioneering this, so let's jump into this second article, which is titled Just a Test. China's central bank confirms digital yuan mobile app trials. China's central bank confirmed it will be testing a mobile application for storing and exchanging the digital yuan after screenshots circulated on social media. The People's Bank of China aims to roll out the international tests for a digital currency. They're going to test it in these 4 cities. The same 4 cities were named on the registration page for the test application. The People's Bank of China went out of its way to emphasize that this is just a test. The rumored information about the DECP on the internet is a part of the test in our research and development process, and it does not mean the digital yuan has been launched officially, an unnamed official from the China Digital Currency Institute said in the statement. The official said the pilot projects in these 4 cities are internal closed-circuit tests that will not affect commercial operations of the companies involved, Chinese financial markets, or fiat currency circulation outside the test environment. The People's Bank of China did not give a clear schedule for the project. However, the bank said it does plan to run another internal test during the Winter Olympic Games hosted in Beijing 2022. The Chinese central bank assembled a task force to study a potential national virtual currency in 2014. Approved by the State Council, the People's Bank of China invited major state-owned commercial banks and other influential institutions to design a system for the digital yuan in 2019. 2017. Now, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I covered the same topic. Well, China is trying to produce this digital yuan, and I'm really glad they're actually starting to leak. I'm thinking they're leaking this out to the public to see how they react, and then getting a kind of a barometer on how the community and the population is feeling about it. And so let them do their tests, let them see how it works, make sure that everything is good, because what the countries don't want is to devalue their actual currency when introducing a digital currency into their market. I'd like to see if it works in conjunction with it or if it would be a separate digital yuan. Now on to the last article of the day, which is titled Bitcoin Volatility at 3-Month Low as Market Awaits Big Price Move. Bitcoin market volatility has hit a 3-month low, marking a price squeeze that could soon pave the way for the biggest move on either side. The spread between Bitcoin's Bollinger Bands volatility indicators placed 2 standard deviations above and below the 20-day moving price average narrowed to $895 on Monday. That's the lowest level since January 6th, when the spread was $636. Bitcoin has spent a better part of the last 2 weeks trading at a range from 6,450 to 7,450, with the range further narrowing to 7,000 to 7,300 since Thursday. The tightening of the Bollinger Bands is widely considered to be an advanced indicator of an impending big move. When it tightens, it is because we've been consistently trading in a narrow range for a prolonged period, and we should see a breakout very soon. Bearish move ahead? Uncertainty in both stock and cryptocurrency markets has declined over the past couple of weeks, largely due to the Federal Reserve's open-ended asset purchase program in the U.S. government's massive fiscal stimulus worth trillions of dollars. However, markets are not out of the woods yet because the number of coronavirus cases is still rising globally. The coronavirus death toll in the U.S. crossed 40,000 over the weekend, with over 744,000 infections, raising doubts over the nation's readiness to reopen its economy. Plus, the oil crash that we discussed earlier, put simply, the low volatility period could end with a downside move, so as miner-led selling, pressures for Bitcoin is currently high, according to the crypto asset analytic company Coinmetrics. We're living in a really weird time in the market. Like, things are going down because of the coronavirus. People want the economy to boost back up, so they're buying into the stock exchange, and things are, I don't know, artificially inflating. And with the price of Bitcoin, because the halving is coming up, a lot of these miners that have been holding on to their Bitcoins, because that's the currency that they generate while they're mining, they're selling off a lot of Bitcoins to capitalize on their investments that they made, because in the future, they're going to be making less Bitcoins during their mining process. So we're seeing a lot of sell-off from these miners, causing the prices to go down like they are. Then we're seeing the problems with oil and people selling them for negative $40. They're literally giving somebody $40 to take a barrel of oil off of their hands. So I'd give it another few months before all of this starts to like really calm down. Right now, the ocean is just full of waves and it's really turbulent, but that's what happens during an economic recession. Things are crazy. Things are unstable. You don't know which companies are going to end up on top. You don't know when the market's going to fully rebound. You don't know when it's going to start growing. And right now we're just in a holding pattern, kind of sitting on our hands, wondering what's going to happen with the prices of oil, with the prices of the stock exchange. I wish I had like a crystal ball and I could tell the future to, let you guys know if, Bitcoin's a good investment, or if the stock market's a good investment, or buy oil futures. This is just something that we have to wait out. Stay up to date, stay informed. Join us every single day as we cover the prices of cryptocurrencies and go over these news articles, and then you can make an educated decision on your own what the best place to invest your money into. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got some value out of it. Please don't forget to like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we will see you tomorrow.